And we're live.
And we're live, baby.
Oh, hello. Hi there.
Oh, I forgot my hat. I got my hat.
It's not like
No.
it's not like we didn't just do
Oh,
a
no.
countdown or anything.
Yeah. Well, you didn't know it was coming. Let's see.
What's up, everybody? We should probably do the intro.
All right,
I'll
we'll
look
probably
that
go
up.
ahead and do the intro. Here, if you want to look.
I'll read through it while you do it.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, gamers everywhere and of all ages. This is FPS Guides, and this is our podcast every Friday at 11 a.m. Thank you for tuning in, as always. And like I said, y'all know who we are. We are FPS Guides. Our goal is to bring the gaming community together with reviews, guides, news, and clutch plays. This is our weekly podcast. This is our weekly podcast where we bring you in the latest in news, rumors, controversies, and discussions. Here you'll find some facts, some opinions, and some pretty lame jokes. But if you like what we do here, be sure to check us out on fpsguides.com and follow us on social medias. And for all you listeners out there, FPS Guides podcast is now available on Apple Play, Spotify, iTunes, and on Alexa. So remember the magic words, Alexa, play FPS Guides podcast, and then some really magic things will happen. We are a small but growing community comprised of gamers, both young and old, who are just passionate about gaming. If you are interested in becoming a part of the FPS Guides community or perhaps becoming a content creator, please hit us up on our website. We would love to hear from you. Now let's go ahead and jump into the content for today. Actually, let's go ahead and jump into the previous week. What have you guys been doing? I've been really busy. Thank you for asking.
I've been playing. I think I stopped playing Sekiro because I finished it.
Like several times.
I did finish it 3 times.
Yeah.
But I beat all the bosses, so that's like the whole.
That's the thing. Yeah.
goal
I
for
do have
me.
a couple more I want to kill. Yeah.
Just been waiting for Days Gone, which we have right here, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
So.
What about you? Sig? You been playing anything?
I played World War Z.
World War Z is the only thing I played this week, basically.
Still good? Still interesting? Still
Yeah.
fun?
Yeah, it's a really fun game.
I liked it. I played with Captain Stiffy, so if you wanna get the review on this game,
let's
but
see.
I give it a thumbs up.
Or the impression.
Impression of the
maybe.
game. It's like it's Left 4 Dead 2019. It's an updated version of Left 4 Dead. It's third person. It's it's not exactly the same as Left 4 Dead. Like, it's third person. There are classes. There is progression. But all of that just kind of improves on the Left 4 Dead formula, which they hit very well.
Okay.
So, honestly, if you're comparing it to a game like Left 4 Dead, the game isn't, chocked full of content, but it is chocked full of replayability. Like, that's the point. And they do that very well. Like, I really like the progression. I haven't seen any, paywalls or pay to progress or any crap like that. It's all you, and progression is steady and fair. And,
Okay.
I really have no problems with that. As far as a game, it's priced at $35. I think it's totally worth it. $35 at the least. I mean, I think if you enjoyed Left 4 Dead and you're looking for a similar game to play with your buddies, because it is 4-player co-op, then $35 by all means. I highly recommend it. I mean, I don't really know anything that Left 4 Dead do that this game didn't also do just
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Cool.
Probably the things that I really like about this game that aren't really done by many other zombie games, and there are a ton of zombie games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a ton of zombie games. Is the zombie hordes themselves. Like, if you've ever seen World War Z, you remember that the zombies in that game were not or in that movie were not like the George Romero, Night of the Living Dead. Like, they didn't walk around or anything. Like, these guys were on the track team,
They're
full
athletes.
sprint, full sprint, jumping hurdles to come eat your butt. And they just have these huge
What
waves.
was your feeling when you first saw it? When you first saw the herd? Were you like, oh god?
It was in the first mission. You're at a mall or something like that in New York, and you start setting up the fences, and I'm just like, okay, all right, cool. And I'm thinking like Nazi zombies, where they're gonna start coming in through windows and stuff and boarding up windows. But it's nothing like that. It's they're raining from the freaking ceiling. Like there's so many of them.
Their bodies are dropping. from the
Like
ceiling, bro.
then, like I mean, and this is like something that he told me is that the game's actually been designed to hold an extraordinarily large amount of zombies at one time. You think he said 500?
500
is what they
Yeah,
designed
yeah.
it to hit. So at
I think
any
that's what Days Gone
time,
is shooting for too. But
500 zombies literally scrambling over each other, climbing on top of each other. They have these crazy pyramids they'll make where they'll climb on top of each other like the freaking Rugrats, and like. You know, because usually you're at like an elevated platform area.
right, and you're just like spraying.
And like you're shooting down, but they're climbing up, dude. Like they're coming after you, and like you have to like destroy those.
so they're
those,
tenacious. They're
coming after you.
If you've seen the movie, just like the movie,
It's
how they
just
make,
like the movie.
the zombie towers.
It's
you know,
just
climb
like
on each
they're
other's
like
back.
they make these zombie towers, but like the craziest thing is just like when like stuff like really when crap really hits the fan, and there's like zombies just like raining from the ceiling, and just like busting in every which way, and you're like there's 4 of you.
Yeah.
And there's like hundreds of zombies just coming after you. Like that part is really cool.
and I heard that it's stable too. That the frame rate is stable.
Oh yeah.
It runs
which is
very
very
smoothly.
very
Real
impressive.
It runs very
impressive.
smoothly. I mean, I've only seen like very minimal drops in frames, and I mean that could be contributed to just me having a laptop, and it's not like the highest ends available. It is pretty taxing, actually. It's a pretty taxing game.
Yeah, you were saying how your computer was running hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely.
Like it's a pretty taxing game.
But like you said, it is stable. It maintains the frame rate.
Yeah,
Good,
it maintains it, and and you can always mess with your settings to make it run smoother. But I mean, I played on I think I played on high. I have VSync on. Like I'm playing with all the bells and whistles, and like it makes my PC run hot. But my PC's kind of designed to run hot, and
It's
it
a laptop.
still works
you
fine.
can only
Yeah,
do so much.
laptops. Yeah, and then besides, laptops are kind of designed to get hot. Like it's okay. So and for a couple of hours, like it's totally fine. So that one, I give that one a thumbs up. I recommend, highly recommend.
Cool.
Thumbs up from
The
me,
only
too.
thing I
Nice.
wish there were more special zombies.
Like more variation in
More
enemy class.
variations, because right now there's basically just the hazmats, which are like the smokers from Left 4 Dead, or the spitters from Left 4 Dead. No,
Okay.
the smokers from Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
There are the bulls, which are like the tanks from Left 4 Dead. There are
That's
the
sick.
creepers, which are like the hunters from Left 4 Dead. And that's basically it.
Okay.
But I just wish they had more variations. Like, even though they've almost copy and pasted the special zombies from Left 4 Dead, like, I just wish they had more of them. Like basically there's one that'll jump on you, and like you have to have your friends to come kill them. There's one that'll charge at you and grab you and slam your ass on the ground. You have to have your friends kill that one. And then there's one that's kind of like a smoke bomb. Like wherever you shoot him, he'll blow up, and it'd be like toxic mist everywhere. But that's kind of it.
Are you still gonna play it off and on?
Yeah, because like I said, it's got that replayability.
Is it on Xbox as well?
Yes.
Ooh, is it on Game Pass? That would be sick.
I do not know if it's on Game Pass. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is
I think it's a
either.
little bit too new.
It's too new.
Yeah, to be on Game Pass.
That'd be a good Game Pass game right there.
Yeah, I agree.
My 2 favorite things about that game is when they, like on the screen, when they start building their the zombie towers,
Mhm.
the towers of the undead. When you throw any explosive, either a grenade or you fire an RPG into there, the sound that they use in the game, like a kaboom, you almost it sounds like kaboom, like, and then the way the body just come flying off. That's like my favorite part of the game.
The ragdoll.
So it's very
Yeah.
satisfying.
Yes,
It is.
Okay.
And I love when the horde comes, when they have 500 zombies around you, and a lot of them are kind of bunched up together like that. But you'll have just a random one sneak up behind your back or your teammate's back.
Yeah.
See,
And then that's when it starts like.
they're
really
kind of
breaking
everywhere.
the
Yeah, they're
line,
kind of spilling everywhere. What I like about this game is, and I kind of told Captain Stiffy about it. It feels like they become. What's the opposite of bullet spongy? Bullet sissies, like
Bullet
one bullet.
sissy.
Yeah, they can become bullet sissies. So when there's 500 of them on the screen, like a shot to the elbow will take them down. So they become much weaker.
Generally chest
Okay.
up.
Yeah. So if you got,
I feel like they have to do that for the fairness, right?
they do. They kind of do.
But we were also playing on the easy difficulty.
Even when you cranked it up to the normal, it still
Right.
felt the same way.
Yeah.
And what this
hard.
game does that Left 4 Dead kind of fell short on is when you're getting attacked by a horde, a lot of times you try to get a zombie off your teammate's back who's not looking behind them, and you kind of had to headshot him in Left 4 Dead 2. in this game, when there's a horde coming, you could kind of just hit the zombie anywhere and it'll drop them, which is kind of makes it more like you said. You kind of have to because there's 500 of these things.
Right. It makes it flow easier.
It
too.
makes it flow. Yeah, you like save your teammates a lot more in this game than versus Left 4 Dead 2, because that was one of the most frustrating parts of Left 4 Dead 2. Like you're trying to help your teammate out, but you can't really. You're shooting, but it's not really saving them.
Right.
If y'all, you guys kind of remember that game?
And actually, even more than that, friendly fire is actually not only like non-optional, but it's actually a big part of strategies, because you can hurt your teammates, and the higher you raise the difficulty, the more damage you will do to your teammates.
Oh.
So you actually, like, once you're at max difficulty, like, you're doing full damage to your teammates, and you will kill your teammates very easily. And
I did not
when you
know
get,
that.
well, the crazy part is you have all of these zombies coming in, and you have like homeboy on the 50 cal machine gun spraying them down, and then you run in front of it, you're screwed, dude. You just got a 50 cal to the
super
face.
obliterated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, you actually have to, and so communication and teamwork actually becomes much, much more important when you raise the difficulty level, which I also liked about it, because in Left 4 Dead, sometimes Left 4 Dead, I mean, yeah, you have to help each other out. I always felt like it was almost like a race just to get to the safe room. Screw it, let's go.
Yeah.
But like this one, there's much more teamed. Like for example, in every stage, there's a defense point where you have to like defend this point, for this amount of time or while this happens. But the thing is you only have like a minute and a half to set up. So playing by yourself is difficult because you have to go find all of the defenses, like, because you'll basically have like an area and there'll be defenses scattered around. Like there'll be like a machine gun turret over there you have to go set up, or there'll be like some barbed wire over there you got to go find and set up. But like if you're doing all this stuff on your own, like I tried playing solo, like it's really hard to go find all that crap, and you can't find it all by yourself. So like
definitely
teamwork is like, it's like, all right, you go check over there, I'll check over there. You go into that house, rendezvous here in like 30 seconds. We gotta go.
Okay.
And
All right,
like,
cool.
and so
Nice.
I really like it. I think it's a really solid zombie game. Like, don't expect anything special as far as story is concerned or whatever. That takes a total backseat. But as far as like a shoot 'em zombie game, play with your boys at like 1 o'clock in the morning, it's phenomenal. Highly recommend.
Nice.
I agree.
Cool.
Worth it at 35, definitely.
Worth it, 35. I do not have any remorse buying that.
I'd buy it again.
Nice. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. Do you guys want to talk about another zombie game?
Another zombie game. There's been so much zombie
It's really
games.
so the Ben Studio gets like angry that you call them zombies because they're called freakers because of the freaker virus. But
What game are we talking about?
we're talking about
There it
Days
is,
Gone.
guys.
This one right here. Hold on.
Days Gone. Yeah, there we go.
Woo, came out today. I got it last night. I picked it up from GameStop. Thank you, GameStop.
Did you get to play it at all yet?
I got past the tutorial stage last night because I wanted to have something to talk about.
Okay.
So, and if you guys have questions, just ask me. I could try and answer them. But so basically, the premise of the game is you play as that guy up there on the screen, Deacon St. John. He's like a drifter kind of guy, drifter biker dude. And some crap happens in the opening cinematic, and it cuts to 2 years later, and you have to kind of piece together what happened. So the story so far is cool. The voice acting is awesome. Like the performance is very, very good, very high end. What else did I like about it? The exploration is cool. You have some sort of like eagle sense, I guess, where you can highlight objects to see them better, which is nice. There's a lot of things that hold it back, though.
Is it very Assassin's Creed like?
No.
No.
No. So, no and yes. No in the sense of gameplay. Yes in the sense of
Open world and stuff?
open world outpost.
Are there
clear
towers
this
that you
camp.
find that like
I don't think so.
that show all the things in the area?
I don't think
Okay.
so. I think that's determined by how far you go in the story.
Okay.
So, but there's different camps and camp leaders, and each of them have their own agenda in their camp. So if you're like, not nice to this person, maybe that will put you more in favor of that other camp. Maybe they're at war with each other. So there's like a lot of human political stuff going on because
Okay.
it's post-apocalypse. So people need to claim territory and they need to survive.
Right.
So you kind of got that dynamic.
Okay.
The story is cool. I'm enjoying the story.
The
For
story,
the hour that I've been playing it,
like
like
you said, the story so far is
It's-
higher quality than the gameplay.
yes, that's what all the reviews also say. That's probably what I'm gonna agree with because the gameplay is
Specs.
not great, to be honest. It's not.
It didn't
great.
seem like anything special. Like the mechanics with the motorcycle and stuff seems really cool,
The driving,
but
is
everything
cool.
else kind of seems kind of like cut and paste. Like, yeah, you shoot a bunch of zombies in the face with a gun that's fully automatic or something like that. I mean,
Yeah, there you do have to scavenge for ammo and stuff, and there is a high dependency on like scrapping parts, like opening cars and getting the parts out of there,
Like searching
using them
them.
for your bike,
right.
stuff like that.
So like carry weight and stuff like that, where you can't.
I
really
don't
carry
think
your
there's
thing?
encumbrance. I don't
Okay.
think so. Basically, the gameplay mechanics are like cookie cutter, like you said, and they don't feel very good. Like when you shoot guns, it's like, it doesn't feel that great. When you do melee attacks, it doesn't feel that great. There's no lock-on mechanic, so you can't like strafe or anything.
Oh, that's kind of annoying.
There's no, since you can't lock on, you're always like running away and then turning around to shoot. So there's no the only way to shoot while backing up is to always aim. There's no like lock on and walk
you
backwards.
You can't like shoot from the hip kind of thing.
No, you can't because if you do just a regular R2
It'll
attack,
melee.
that's
melee.
a melee attack.
Oh.
This is actually the opening of the game. This is the very first opening thing you see.
Interesting.
And you're hanging out with your friend Boozer. He's cool. He's like your bro. He's your super bro. You know, he's like been with there since the beginning.
Right, he's been with you.
And basically, when you go through the story, when you hit certain story points, it'll be like, oh, 6% completed of this story. And then you go to another place, it's like, oh, 50% completed of this story. So it keeps tally of your progress of the story. So when you go back to that area, you know where you are.
So there's different,
which is cool.
like ongoing.
Yeah, there's different ongoing stories
in each area.
Yes,
Okay.
which is cool.
Like in this one, there's a civil war happening, and in this one, these people.
Like because
Something
you go to
else
different
happening.
territories with different camp leaders, there's different things happening there.
Gotcha.
Got
So-
some new viewers jumped onto the stream. Welcome, guys. We're talking about Days Gone. It just dropped.
Hey, yeah, we just.
Given our impressions, really,
Top
or
out
my
of play,
impressions.
yeah.
Tom Hat's been able to play an hour of it.
Yeah, I played
since
the
he
first
did it.
hour, and this is the first thing you do is ride.
is this your gameplay?
No,
Okay.
I crashed immediately, dude. As soon as I got on the crash.
Crashing like.
I was like, oh, I wonder what the sensitivity is like. Immediately into a tree. And your bike is super important.
Yeah.
You consume fuel pretty quickly. You can upgrade your bike, which is cool. You can fix it. You have to hide it. So if you just leave it out in the open and go do stuff, people will come, like, scrap your bike or take it. So you kind of have to be pretty careful about what you do.
That fire looks good.
Yeah, your bike will take damage if you go over stuff or if you go over a jump or something and you hit the ground pretty hard. It'll take damage.
The game
And
looks
the
good.
interesting thing is if you take damage, the muffler on your bike gets damaged, and then that creates more noise. So every time you're traveling, the zombie or freakers hear you because your bike is damaged.
Right.
So you have to really take care of your bike.
Okay. Right. So the bike.
So it doesn't help if your bike is loud and you're like, oh, I need to run away from the zombies, and then you just attract more zombies. You're like, okay,
I'm
like, this
guessing
isn't helping me.
the
So
kind of upgrades you can buy would be like fuel efficiency.
Yeah,
or
there's like stuff like that.
Quieter muffler and stuff like that.
Is the motorcycle to this game as important as the horse is to Red Dead?
It's
No.
more important.
It's more.
Because the
it's
horse
more
in
important.
Red Dead is like is replaceable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you mess up your bike, like you have to go get a new one probably.
Yeah.
So it's a
Okay.
big deal. What are
Interesting.
some of the things that I thought were cool?
I mean, that's why I said the bike mechanics look really cool, but yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. There's a lot of cutaways.
what just cuts away. From,
It'll just cut to black for like a second, and then it'll load the next scene. It's very annoying though. Like I remember it was
Okay.
that sequence right there. It was drive. Oh, you landed at your place. Cut to black. Load next scene. Oh, you did an action. Cut to black. Load next scene.
like load the cutscene, like it'll. Like,
No, not the cutscene. Just the next
Oh,
action
oh,
that you
okay.
have
So
to do.
it.
So for example, I was
so
like
it's
walking.
loading while you're going.
Yeah, I was like
okay.
walking into a house, and then it cut to black, and then loaded me into the house, and I was like, why couldn't I just walk into the house? Like, why did I have to cut right there? Like, so that's kind of annoying. There was like 3 cuts in like a minute. It was pretty annoying, but I think it gets less as you go on
Right.
because there's more things you do at one time. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I think. It's not like
looks
it's
cool.
not God of War. It's not Spider-Man.
Looks
It's not
cool.
Horizon. It's just a step below. That's all. But that's still fine.
As far as a $60 game,
I would wait. I would
You
buy
would
this
wait.
at 40.
40. You say 40 would be the most. The most you.
Maybe 45 if you're really into an open world survival kind
Right.
of game.
Yeah.
If you're not, I
Right.
would wait on it more.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, the scores are pretty not great, to be honest. It's
They
got a
kind of-
seven.
Pretty nice.
It's got a 72 on Metacritic. They got a 5 from GameSpot, which in my opinion is pretty harsh. It's definitely not a 5. It's better than that. And a 65 from IGN or 6.5. Like, I think it's a little too harsh. It's definitely got a lot there. Do you guys have any questions about it, or does this interest you? Is this interest you enough to be like, oh, maybe this is interesting from DayZ or not DayZ, World War Z?
It does. It
And
does.
there is hordes. There is hordes like
Yeah.
in World War Z.
Mhm.
But since it's just you have to find a different way to kill these hordes. So maybe you'll steer them into an enemy camp and then have them fight. Maybe you'll steer them into some trap you set up earlier and then
Mhm.
blow that up. So
Right.
you can
Yeah.
use the environment a lot more to your advantage.
That did look cool. I remember seeing like the first gameplay trailer. He'd be like walking and be like next to like a stack of like giant logs, and he'll like cut the rope as he's going past it, and the logs will like topple all on top of the zombies.
Yeah, you can
You know,
do that
stuff
stuff. I mean, I
like
haven't
the
gotten there yet, but
freakers.
you can do that stuff.
Like,
But the
that's
technical
pretty
issues that
interesting.
reviewers have been saying have been noticeable.
So-
It does chug sometimes, like,
So-
which is crazy because World War Z is pretty smooth with what you guys have been saying.
Very smooth.
When there's a crap load of zombies on the screen or whatever, you can tell this will dip when there's a horde on the
So you
screen.
definitely dip when there's
It'll
a
it'll
larger-
dip, not all the time, but
Right.
you'll notice it,
Interesting.
which is unfortunate because that's really crappy for the game technically. So
Yeah.
And that's not like that would be like a high point when you got a horde come in. Like this, that's when you want your
Yeah, that's
feeling
like,
oh
oh, God,
yeah,
yeah,
like, yeah, my bullet's got to hit. You know what I mean? So correct me if I'm wrong. This game seems to have like it's not a very lighthearted game. It seems to be a little bit darker,
super
and,
dark.
and serious. Yeah,
Have you played The Last of Us?
I haven't.
It
But
seemed like The Last of Us.
It's-
was-
It's not as dark as that, but he's
Still
Deacon
pretty-
St. John, the protagonist, is always like mad. He's always
pretty-
mad.
Pretty tragic though.
Yeah, is what I'm assuming because the opening cinematic doesn't show you what happens, but you can fill in the blanks probably. So, but he's always mad. He's always brooding. He does dumb things. He does dumbass things. Like
Mhm.
I remember the first thing you're like walking through a tunnel, you see a bunch of zombies, and you're like, all right, like we can't bring the bike in here or turn the bike on because it'll create all this noise and the zombies will kill us.
did you get that same? Did you feel that Left 4 Dead 2 was dark, or it was kind of like
Left 4 Dead 2
lighthearted?
is not dark. It's like
Lighthearted,
it's
right?
like a not I wouldn't say whimsical, but like
It doesn't
No,
take
it's
itself
just a-
seriously. It's like a fun
Yeah.
arcade.
Yeah, this is very serious.
type of game.
This is very, very serious.
Okay.
So, like, in that example I was giving, like, your friend Boozer is like, okay, hey, let's be silent to go through here so we avoid this. And Deacon's like, oh, that's a Nesto there. Give me a Molotov so I can blow it up. It's like, dude, like, we don't need to do that right now, okay? Like, we're
Be
getting
silent.
from A to B,
Right.
okay? You don't
Just-
need to kill
just
everything.
talk about it, like- We just
and
had
then
this discussion.
They mentioned that his friend Boozer mentions that it's like, dude, this probably isn't a good idea. It's like, yeah, man, probably not. So he makes a lot
So he
of bad
makes
decisions.
willfully stupid choices.
Yeah, because of his hatred of freakers is so strong, it like clouds his judgment in a lot of things. So he makes kind of a lot of bad decisions.
Interesting.
But I think that's part of the story that maybe he, maybe
Yeah,
something
I mean,
happens
he's not-
along the journey
Not
where
a perfect
he
character,
changes. But
sure.
does that sound interesting to you guys? Would you pick it up if it was maybe on like 30-ish, $40?
I think for 30 or something. Yeah.
I think I'll rent it. I think I'll rent it.
So, I mean, it looks cool.
It is long.
But
It is long.
It's
some
gonna be
things
a
I don't
long
like
game
about it.
because there is a lot of story.
Bro, here's the thing about me, man. The reason why I asked if it's dark is I don't like zombies. The whole theme is already dark as it is. I like to temper
It's-
that with a little bit of lightheartedness.
There's not a lot of light.
You see what I mean? Like it's already a dark theme, and now the gameplay, and it puts me in a dark mood. I'm just like, ugh.
Like you have
Why
to.
am I playing? Like, I want to
Yeah,
be in
like,
a happy
there's
mood.
the world is very unforgiving, and the caption is like the world comes for you. Like
Yeah.
the day-night cycle changes the game almost completely. So like
Okay.
when you're riding around during the day, there's going to be different things to worry about than at night. Like
Yeah.
at night, maybe there'll be like a cable line going across a road, and if you don't see it, it'll knock you off your bike, and then some humans will come out and like beat the crap out of you and take your bike.
Right.
Like there's different
It
things you have
sounds
to worry
so
about.
depressing. There was the Zombie Smash game that we played that we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Zombie trilogy.
Zombie
Zombie Army trilogy.
Zombie Smash.
The music in that game, we've said it didn't coincide with the gameplay because the music was so like silly. It was like lighthearted. It was almost like what kind of, I can't even remember the tunes, but it was
musical.
They were just kind of they seem more of like final, like being like in a town, like in Final Fantasy. You know?
yes.
Where it's just like, you know, like the kind of tune that they play while you're in a town in Final Fantasy, which is like
The music-
But you got zombies going on. You're like, it just worked. It worked so good. Because if they would have played like dark Castlevania music, I'd have been like,
It was
yeah, I don't want to
interesting.
play anymore.
We were just not playing.
Oh, you're probably not gonna want to play this.
It
then.
was-
the
it
music
was-
is pretty brooding and depressing. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
like
And the same
It's
way
very
with
dark.
World War Z. You've got you're on a 50 caliber. And you're taking out mountains of zombies, but it still feels lighthearted. Like it still feels kind of silly in a way.
well,
Does that
because
make sense?
in those games you're not
They're more.
taking
It's
on
like
a
they're
character.
more
you know?
arcadey, you know.
Arcadey, whatever that
You
feel
know.
is, where it doesn't take itself too seriously.
That's what you're into.
That's what I'm into. But the topic is serious. You know, like
Yeah.
No, this is very serious all
Yeah.
around. This is very very serious.
Yeah,
all
I
around.
mean, zombies are.
yes, Division Matrix.
it's more
I like Zombieland. I love Zombieland.
World War Z.
Zombieland's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. It was just
Yeah.
the perfect Zombieland of
Yeah, this is
of
not
zombie
bad.
game.
This is
Yeah.
very very serious at all times, pretty much.
Okay.
But I'll have a good time playing with it. I'll probably play it until Rage 2 comes out. So and then I'll play that.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming out soonish, huh?
Yeah, next month.
Before we jump onto the little bits, you want to tell them about the tournament or what?
Oh,
You tell them about it.
yeah, we could talk about that. So, yeah, FPS Guys is entering in a Super Smash Bros. Tournament tomorrow. Tomorrow. It runs tomorrow and
Where is it?
Sunday. It is in
It is-
Orlando, Florida.
The name of the event is called Come to Papa 3,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be at the DoubleTree by Hilton. That's near the airport.
So 20
You
minutes
guys-
from my casa.
Yep. It's at 555 Hazeltine National Drive, and the first matches for the Super Smash Ultimate Singles event, they start at 10 a.m. So we'll be there. We'll try. I'll try to set up the hotspot and see if we can't stream from there. Y'all are going too, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
We're gonna have three of our team members competing.
Maybe a fourth one actually do it.
Maybe
at
a
the
fourth
event.
at the event. We've got
Yeah.
for locked in right now is Crazy, NJ, and Blilao. So we'll be rooting them on. We might have a fourth, like JD said. We might have a fourth one hop in. Heck, we might even have a fifth one. I might.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling pretty
Yeah, I might be feeling
I'd
pretty
go
good.
down to do
Get
it
some of
at the
this
event, but $60. Damn, $60.
But if you guys like Smash and you want to find someone to cheer on, cheer us on.
Yeah, just check to see if our stream is up, and if our stream is up, that's what we're doing tomorrow.
All right.
Smash Tournament. We have some Ike mains.
Nice.
Yeah, like-
Some pros at that tournament too, though.
Yeah, there's
There's actually
actual
some
pros.
actual some YouTubers and elite Smash players that are like on there who play competitively.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to watch.
Like some of our guys competing have seen the videos and studied the videos of these pro players
Yeah, so it'll be very very
to
cool
learn
watch.
from them. So it's just like, crap, these guys are gonna be there, dude. They get to beat those guys if you make it that far. So very interesting. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
It'll be a good time.
We could probably just keep moving on to
Yeah.
little bits, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we'll talk about the Epic CEO whose name is Tim Sweeney. He's worth a lot of money now, actually, probably in the billions because of Fortnite. Says they will end exclusive deals for the Epic Games Store if Steam changes its revenue split to 88%. And now, this comes to us from Kotaku, and Tim Sweeney himself actually tweeted this out. So I'm going to read that tweet for everyone so you have some context there. Now, this is Tim Sweeney, by the way. if Steam committed to a permanent 88% revenue share for all developers and publishers without major strings attached, Epic would hastily organize a retreat from exclusives while honoring our prior commitments and considering putting our own games on Steam. What do you guys think about that?
That is very interesting. They went publicly and called out Steam. Their competitor publicly called them out. Social media. Saying like, hey, if you stop, trying to squeeze a nickel and dime all your devs, then we'll stop making exclusives with these devs. That's pretty insane.
What do you think about that, Sig? Think that's interesting?
I think
It's a good move?
yeah, it's a good move, but I
As
don't.
the Epic, I think it's a pretty good move that they did that.
Yeah, I don't.
If anything, it's for good publicity.
That's it.
If anything, it's
They're
just like
just posturing.
everyone sees that and it was like, oh, Tim Sweeney, dog, he's on the gamer side,
Yeah,
because gamers hate exclusivity in general. Exclusivity in general sucks. Like no one likes it, and the fact that a lot of these people who are diehard Steam fans, which I think is a little extreme to stubbornly not download another launcher on your freaking desktop, but whatever.
That's free.
That's literally free. But that's why I think the whole them calling him out, I think was a pretty solid move.
I think
as far as publicity goes. Yeah.
If Steam were to drop to 88%, would it adhere to that? I think that would kind of blow Epic Store out of the water, man. Like, why would you even go with Epic Store then if Steam has the same split?
right.
I wouldn't, because Steam has all the backing and all the past and the history.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I know that is just talk. They don't really mean it. They're just
Because
trying
that
to
would really hurt
pander
them.
and try to make it seem like
Like
they're on the
side.
side of the
Like
developers.
they're the good guys.
It's just talk because Epic doesn't even release an API for Fortnite, which is the biggest game. I mean, even Paladins released an API. Remember how we were able to create
Yeah.
those reports? Where's our API for Fortnite? If you really love developers, give us the API, damn it.
True.
Where's it at? You don't like us developers.
They're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to, bro.
It's just posturing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all talk.
Yeah, that happened to me too, Division Matrix. When I first made my Epic Game account and I tried downloading a game, it was just like, you can't download this game because you're not like authorized in your country. I'm like, what the hell, dude? I'm from America. I can do whatever I
From
want.
the United States.
I'm from America. I can do whatever I want because I'm free. And then and then I looked on like my personalized settings, like my name and stuff, and it was like, was not me.
To give context for those who may be listening later on a podcast, somebody on the chat basically described that their Epic account was hijacked by a Korean dude, and Captain
a
Stiffy
similar
is
thing
saying
happened
that
to
a
me,
very
yeah.
similar thing happened to him. So
So-
this might be a thing. This might be
It's an
a.
issue,
That's not good.
I sent an email to them. I don't know how it was resolved. I don't even remember. All I know is I got to play the game I was trying to play. I don't care.
I don't care if my whole
Whatever, dude.
credit card and debit card is compromised.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But that's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's all talk.
Yeah, it's all talk.
We'll see.
I highly doubt anything will come of that. Yeah.
True. Next thing is we got word from a Wall Street Journal tech reporter, by the name of Takashi. I forget his last name. Sorry. He says that the PS5 will not launch within the next 12 months. Now he says this is according to Sony themselves. So that pushes the PS5 out of a spring 2020.
So that's not
release.
going to happen.
So that really solidifies it for a holiday 2020 release,
Which
is what you said, Sig. That's when Xbox is doing it. So again, they're gonna be
It's going to be.
it's gonna be a 1-2 punch.
Yeah. It's gonna be a crazy week. It's gonna be the second coming of the console wars.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see when Xbox drops their cheaper one, their Lockhart system that's not their Anaconda system, and they do that maybe earlier to get people onto Xbox first.
Get people on
That
the
would be a
Xbox
good idea.
train. Yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see.
Get the people who didn't already pick a side.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Fortnite earlier, right? And how like it's the biggest game.
Oh,
Well, apparently that comes at a cost. And Polygon actually has a really good story about how some employees in the QA, which is quality assurance, the customer service, and development side of Fortnite have been pulling like 70 to 100 hour work weeks for a couple months.
What for what?
to keep Fortnite up.
Just to keep this massive game going.
Yeah, like it has to be patched all the time. It has to be updated all the time. You have to make sure everything runs perfectly all the time.
For maintenance, so they need to work those crazy hours to maintain,
and to add new stuff and to try new stuff that they're adding.
To balance and fix bugs and to add things. Because Fortnite is the kind of game that thrives after constantly adding content.
Yeah.
So they have to constantly add content.
This journalist has interviewed several developers who've requested, to be anonymous because Epic would totally destroy them if they weren't. And they said that they do get unlimited time off, like free time off, but when you're in the trenches with your friends, like you're not going to leave your desk for a week and let your friends take over your work. Like you're not going to do that. So like the company culture is very like you got to stay in there and you just got to work and work. Like 70 to 100 hours? That's crazy, dude.
That's insane.
And like we heard this whole story with Rockstar when they said they were doing that with their core writing team. So, I mean,
it's 100-hour work weeks, dude. I mean, you're like not sleeping. Like,
and it's what's really interesting is that Apex Legends, their competitor, Fortnite's competitor, Respawn has publicly stated that they're keeping to their schedule to avoid the crunch on their developers, like what's happening with Fortnite. So that's why their seasons are more spread out and their content updates are more spread out. And that's also why it's fallen off too. So you can clearly see the correlation between it.
I think it's a different
planning and
that line of work, software development, is always under the crunch. It's always Vitamin J, you're on there. You remember when we were working on that the Who Sent Flowers platform?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting that name in the chat.
Bro. Like there's always a deadline. There's always it's a different
Journal reporter. Well, yeah,
it's not a 40-hour. It's I would rather have died. Yeah, exactly. we would legit come in. Me and my homie would come in at 2 a.m.
How long did you do that for?
We did it for like 5-6 months, just because you have this deadline, dude. You can't push the deadline back. You've got the deadline, so you do what it takes to do it. But it's not like you can't compare it to a job like an accountant or I don't know, somebody just behind a desk. Or it's feast or famine. Like there's weeks where you're kind of just not doing anything, and then there's weeks where you got to do your 100-hour weeks. So I get it, but that's why I asked: is it maintenance? If it's maintenance, Epic's dumb. They need to just hire more people. But if they've got like a project on deck,
development.
Yeah, I relate this, and I think I gave you this example before when you started pulling crazy hours. Like your team is like, if it's a car, you can only take it to Redline so often. Like you're gonna burn your team out. You know what I mean? You can only do it every once in a while. But if you try to do that all the time, something's gonna break. People cannot pull 70 to 100 hours on a long-term sustainable basis. They can do that. Like people can dig deep for a couple months for you, right? But they can't do it.
It's not healthy. You can't do that years at a time.
That's why that whole thing, that expose on BioWare when they were crunching for like 2 years. It's like, holy crap, man! No wonder why people were burning out and taking stress leaves. Like 2 years for that.
There will be like weeks to maybe a month where here like I've been putting in like extra hours and staying up late doing work at home, coming in early doing work here, and it wasn't even 100 hours. I mean, it might have been around, including like personal project, probably like around the 70-hour mark, but
60,
like
70 hours.
Still, like it's considerable. Like, and I'm drained, and it's not only an effect on me; it's an effect on my relationship. Like,
and
I get home late. My girl is like ready to go to bed. She's like, "Oh, please come to bed with me." It's like I can't. I have to stay up and do this, and it's like we're barely ever even.
And you only have one aspect of like you only have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I only have a girlfriend. I don't have children or like club or team or some of the crap like that. Like I just have a girlfriend, and even that it's hard to maintain. So expecting like 70 to 100-hour weeks. I mean there needs to be. I feel like there has to be some sort of re-planning or better planning to stop this from happening.
It's hard because
it's tough. But I mean, it's
in the video game industry. There's always someone younger and hungrier coming up. It's just it just is.
Yeah,
that's how it is. Oh, you want to work that? Fine, I'll get some other guy.
It's such a competitive industry. I mean, it's crazy. And Fortnite, especially being the biggest game that it is, they have that reputation that they have to uphold.
Yeah.
I mean, every season has got to just be fire. Every season has got to add some cool things. Every season's gotta just totally reinvent Fortnite in
It's
a
a lot of
good
pressure.
way.
It's a lot of pressure for the
It's
devs.
a great.
and,
It's an enormous
and the
pressure.
people working
yeah.
on it.
So yeah, our heart goes out to developers. I personally have not even. I mean, I've had
another thing,
I've had
though.
rough weeks, but I haven't had a week that rough. My heart goes out to you, man.
This-
You're doing a lot.
The fact, if this is for maintenance, if this is not even for a big upcoming project like a new game, if they're having their devs work 70 to 100 hours for maintaining what they currently have, they're maintaining the product, that means they don't even care about their own developers. Why would they care about the other, their competitors who are trying to get the Steam to lower to 88%? They don't care about developers. Y'all are BSing.
Yeah.
Well, because Fortnite isn't an ongoing project, though, so that's why.
No, I'm just,
Still
I'm just-
technically
But it's so
early
crappy,
access.
man.
a lot of things don't make sense there. No
Yeah.
API. Let's work our developers to death. Yeah.
They don't have
We
an
love
API.
developers.
They don't-
They don't have an API. They don't. Well, they I'm sure they have an internal one, but they don't have one for
Like
third-party
public
developers
use,
to
right.
to write cool stuff on. You know.
Mm.
But Hi-Rez can with like a micro
Hi-Rez is
percentage
all right.
of a budget that.
Hi-Rez is all right.
Epic has more money than God, dude.
Epic
Like-
probably spends more on toners and paper than Hi-Rez.
like pays their employees.
Exactly.
Probably. Well,
Hi-Rez is all right. You know.
I like Hi-Rez.
I mean,
I'm all about
they're you know, some of their games lack polish. You know, but that's what you get from a free game, and.
mean, yeah.
You know,
You
that's
know
it.
what you're getting.
Yeah, you know what you're getting, but you know they do what they can, and I always feel like Hi-Rez really enjoys it. So
Well, continuing on with the
that was a
The
quite a derailment.
crappy developer story, we have Anthem back in the news.
Oh boy.
Anthem's most recent patch adds in-game features that were promised from the start. So this is, really retracing your work here.
Where's the API?
Oh, that's funny.
Wait, did he just whip that up in
Yeah,
a
he
second? Damn, that was mad quick, dude.
Thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There it is. I'm gonna hold it up there for a little bit.
That was quick. Well, what does he use? How does he do that so fast?
Joey, he's a magician. He's a
It's like is he like a Photoshop like
everything.
sorcerer or something like that?
Everything.
It's like, I can do it all.
Like he's like the arch sorcerer or Photoshop or something like that. That's nuts, dude. That was mad quick.
Super quick, dude.
That was dope, dude.
Thanks, dude.
That's a thumbnail, dude. That's our thumbnail.
That's
right
our
there.
thumbnail right there.
Where's the
Boom.
API?
There it is.
It's even on the punch list.
Thumbnail.
All right. Sorry.
But continuing on, that was very funny though. Continuing on, Anthem's really still really bad, but they did add some of the stuff they promised, so that's cool. However,
Like what?
all right, I guess
Oh,
I
sorry.
should mention it.
Yeah, I mean,
The ability to continue missions from the expedition screen and not go back to the fort or forge. This is really cool because after you finish a mission, you go to the expedition screen. It's like, oh, here's all your stuff. You always have to go back
yeah.
to the fort to start another mission. You can just jump to the next
Super
mission.
annoying.
And that's really bad because when you ended a mission and went back to the fort, you're in like a 5-minute loading screen. You're like, ugh.
So you like load 5
This
minutes
sucks.
and then load 5 minutes again.
Yep.
And then load 5 minutes again.
Yeah, so
And then maybe
they
another
took that
one.
out. So now you can just do missions one after each other, which is
Okay,
great.
that
You can do
should've
that
been-
with contracts now.
Should've
Something
been-
really crazy you can do is look at your inventory during a mission. You can now do that.
Oh my god. It
It's-
is freaking insane.
It's a looter shooter that you could not look at your inventory or swap anything out.
You could only do
during
it
a mission.
on the forge. It was super annoying because you would have to like end the mission, load 10 minutes of loading screens, then get to the forge, load another 5 minutes.
and you
of loading
wouldn't know your
screens.
items. It would just say like common, rare, uncommon.
Yeah. So now they know what. Now you know what you pick up. Oh, we don't know.
I'm not sure,
Okay.
but you can look at your inventory on the fly and switch stuff out, which is nice.
Okay.
But with all these updates, guess what? Everything else is delayed. Their whole roadmap, all of their DLC content, all of their add-on content delayed indefinitely. That's really bad. You can't delay something indefinitely.
Definitely.
That means,
'Cause
like,
it literally
you
was
are
so
super
much
screwed.
work. I mean, we saw like, I think I saw in the news this week that they did like a survey and the amount of Anthem players
Has dropped by,
literally
like,
dropped like
50%.
54%.
It's bad.
Like 54% of Anthem players like that were playing it at launch are no longer playing it and don't really have any intention of playing it.
Yeah, so I don't know how you salvage a game that 50% of your player base has dropped off from.
How is Anthem still in news? If nobody plays it and nobody cares for it, why does it still even make headlines at GameSpot, for example?
It was a really
Because it's
cool
BioWare
concept.
still.
It's a really big
It's EA and
developer.
BioWare.
It was a cool concept. A lot of people wanted it to succeed. It just didn't. So they're doing what they can.
And this is a very classic case of
Hi, Danny Potter.
lying
Thanks for dropping in to
to the
the
consumers.
to the stream there, dude.
So that's why games media is like crucifying this game because they want to make an example.
Talking about Anthem right now.
Yeah, the new Anthem update that
Yeah.
pushed it forwards and backwards at the same time.
Anthem's trying to fix itself. Anthem's trying to unfuck itself.
So you know how Battlefront 2 got so much crap because of the loot box fiasco?
Mhm.
This is going to get so much crap because it wasn't ready and it should have been delayed. Now people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to be the next Anthem. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like that.
I mean, doesn't the loss of money, the amount of money they spent on it, and
It's
it's not they're not getting the sales. Isn't that enough? Like,
I mean, what do you think? They should just like cut their losses and say, yeah, this game was a bust.
no, I mean they kind of have to. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is why is like GameSpots and all these big media outlets, why are they still rubbing salt on the wound? Like, all right, it was a flop, dude. It sucked.
That's good.
Why are they still making headlines?
Clickbait.
Well,
People
Yes. Yes,
see
in that
a
case.
polarizing subject and then they'll just like.
yes, in that case.
Yeah.
But
Let's put it this way: it's unique to video games.
article
In
writers.
sports, if a team falls short of expectations, nobody even talks about it anymore. In movies, if a movie flops, it's just like, yeah, it was a bomb. Nobody talks about it anymore. In video games, if a video game bombs, all these gaming nerds like,
That's
yeah,
true. They talk about how
you
bad
suck.
Fallout
It's like, dude,
76
who
was for, like,
cares?
3 months.
Don't buy the game if you don't like it. And if I don't like it, and I don't care if I see a link on it, I'm like, why are you still talking about it? That thing's irrelevant now. That's almost worse to be irrelevant than to keep talking about, ooh, they patched something that should have been patched years ago. Like, who cares? Like, no one cares about the game.
Thanks for jumping in the stream, new viewers. We're all having
see what I'm saying now?
very passionate
You see what I
discussion.
do?
but you're the casual gamer. That's why.
Maybe that's it.
That's why, dude.
He said you casual.
Oh, you gonna go there? You?
We established that
I love being the casual gamer. But I speak for the majority.
Gamers
of people
are
out there.
Because
in
this-
general are pretty prideful.
They
and
remember.
snotty,
They
dude. I mean,
remember. We remember.
these things,
Gamers
and
remember, dude.
They're pissed about that kind of stuff.
They do. Like,
Because like I think most gamers nowadays like not all of them have really great jobs, so spending $60 on a game and then that game pooping the bed is
true.
But it's
is
more-
a pretty big emotional
I feel
hit,
like it's
I
more
guess.
about how to show other developers, like, do not do this. This is to not
Yeah.
do not do this.
I think the gaming consumers nowadays are trying to train the developers to stop doing their crap. Like, we saw how bad monetization has come and microtransaction has come, and we saw the
We're
backlash
actually gonna talk
that
about
these
that a little
games
later, too.
have. Like microtransactions, loot boxes. Like, gamers are not having it. They are not having it. They're like, no, that's bad. We do not like that.
so if
And
you make things more
and
public,
then
other
the
developers will steer around
on
it.
the development side of things, I mean, they're working around this. I mean, sure, yeah, some of them still have microtransactions, but generally, I think it's died down recently. Like in general, they've died down on microtransactions, and so
Except for Mortal Kombat 11, which we'll get to.
except for Mortal Kombat 11, but we're talk about. Like I said, died
Okay,
down.
that's why.
Still there.
That's why.
But it is. I think it's your job as a consumer, especially as far as gamers are concerned, because if you're not a gamer, you don't give a damn. Like, you got to say, like, hey, this is not good. I do not like this. Stop doing this, and to make a big deal about it, pitch a fit. Be a brat about it, because this
They won't
is
learn.
your games they're working on.
They won't learn.
They won't learn unless you make it an issue. So, yeah.
That's true.
But I digress. All right.
But
move on.
the next thing we're going to talk about is very cool. You know how Sony's not attending E3, so that big spot is open. That Monday, what did I write down? Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. That's like
Let's
ending
take it.
E3.
Let's
Like,
take it.
here we go. Like,
Let's set
we're
a booth
ending.
up.
Like, oh.
Set a booth up
Let's go.
in this huge warehouse, and it's just like our little table.
We should take it.
Like, oh, what's up?
But we have to fight Square Enix because they took it.
Oh.
So Square Enix took it.
Don't fight me, Square Enix.
Which is very cool because they have some very cool projects in the works, like the Avengers project, which
Okay.
I am actually excited about because I'm way more excited about an Avengers game than I would be in any universe about an Avengers movie. Like,
Yeah.
way more excited. So
Yeah.
that's super cool. I hope Square does something awesome. Monday, E3.
Monday, E3.
Yep.
So I guess we'll see some announcements about the game on Monday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Are we gonna see something about this new Star Wars game on Monday too?
That's at EA Play, where EA does their own like, oh, we're not gonna be a part of E3 because we're EA. It's like,
We're
alright,
EA,
whatever.
and
Like,
people only care about like one or two of our games.
But since we're talking about some other stuff that ruins games, Mortal Kombat 11 released on Tuesday. It's a very good reviews, critically. Consumer. I don't know what that word is. Commercially, is that it? Consumery. Consumer feedback.
Consumer feedback.
But it's got an 83 right now on Metacritic on Xbox One and PS4, so that's cool. But the user score is a 2.7, which is really bad. Like, super, super bad.
Yikes.
So the reason for this is that microtransactions. You literally have to pay for, like, everything. So you buy the game. Now, you want a new skin that isn't included? You better either grind for a really long time or pay. Oh, you want that cool emote? Guess you better pay. Oh, you want that cool augment? Best you gotta pay.
So you have to pay for skins, aesthetic stuff. You have to pay to unlock characters.
Probably in DLC, yeah. You also have to pay, like, for extra, like, time stones it's called, which are your, like, augments to buff your character. So you have to pay for those, too. You can all get them in game, but the grind is like
You can actually
gross. It's nasty.
progress your character to make him like stronger and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just
Finishing
like
moves.
A normal fighting game.
Finish him. Like some of those finishers, skins. Those are the two that really jumped out at me.
Yeah.
I read it from a user post. Somebody extrapolated how many, like they had like 11 hours in the game and how many points that they earn. And they're like, wow, it'll only take me 3,600 something years to unlock everything in the game. Sweet.
It's ridiculous. Like
Right.
it's a crazy grind. And like to have a 2.7 user score compared to an 8.3 critic score, that's not good. That's really bad.
We can have a discussion on that alone, dude.
Who was the first to do pay to play? Was it Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat to do pay to play on fighting games? Like pay to win.
Well, this isn't pay to win though. It's only like the things like the augments and stuff. Those aren't used in like ranked play.
Okay.
So that's used in like the tower.
They don't unlock abilities. Like a finishing move is if it's like other Mortal Kombat's finish him, it just looks cool. You know what I mean? It doesn't really. You're still gonna finish him.
Yeah.
Finishing moves and skins, so it doesn't affect your
No.
All right.
But if you're doing a single player stuff, you can mess with that. You know, which is fine because it's single player. But in ranked play, I think those are like turned off or not used.
Okay.
But yeah, that's not cool, man.
No,
I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, I don't see, like, I understand the desire to have some kind of like microtransactions in your game. It's a great way to make some extra money from a project that you probably lost money on. But don't abuse it. Like, holy crap. Like if it takes you more time to earn these things manually than like to earn these things through the game than it is years that you could actually be living on this earth, it should not be freaking legal, dude. Like if it takes you like if you can calculate it
hours,
and it takes you like 3,000 hours or something like that, that is bullcrap. You're saying that everyone's gonna have a full Skyrim experience like 10 times or 30 times over with one fighting game?
No.
You're delusional if you think that's going to happen, and I know you don't think that's going to happen. It's just part of your ploy to be like, oh, no, you don't have to pay for these things.
Yeah.
You can get them yourself.
Yeah,
If you literally spend 2.5 years on it.
Yeah, and then
No
there's
one's gonna
the
do that.
Crypt, which is a section of Mortal Kombat where you can go and it's like an action adventure game. It's in third person. You can like solve puzzles.
Dude, that's what happens when you give him credit for his Photoshop
man.
skills.
That's really good. Can I have that? Can you send that to me?
I'll send it to you.
I need that. That's
It
awesome.
looks like a bobblehead, dude. It looks like a bobblehead.
That's amazing, dude. That's gonna
That's pretty
be
good,
my.
man.
That's gonna be like my picture on Steam, dude.
Yes,
I love
dude.
that.
Yes.
It's
That would be
amazing.
sick.
Division
It's
makes
a
me think
stiff
that's
ride
awesome.
right there too. That's so cool. Oh my god,
That's
I
very
love
sick.
that. Thanks, man. Oh man, what were we talking about?
I don't know, man. I'm distracted. I'm distracted.
I was like
by that.
blown off by that very superior artwork there that he did in probably like 5 minutes. That's
We'll
insane.
we'll just jump to the
Let's
rumors
go to the
and
next
deals.
one. Fuck it. I mean, screw
We'll
it.
just, yeah. I mean, we'll just,
God damn it.
see, I haven't been cursing, dude. I was the one that was cursing all the time, but now it's you, okay?
We need a swear jar.
But we'll just move on to some fun stuff, actually.
Just slap me in the face every time I say cuss.
Persona 5 Royale launches in Japan on October 31st for PS4. This is
like
a
a-
new...
Persona Battle Royale.
No.
Oh, thank God.
No. It's like a more complete edition of Persona 5. But it's going to be releasing in October 31st in Japan only, and then 2020 the next for us, for the West.
Oh, yeah, Persona
So if you're into
5.
Persona 5, cool. It adds a new character, adds a new guild, adds a new semester, which is probably another 50 hours of content.
Dude, it's
so
insane.
it's already like 80 hours. So
It's insane. I didn't even know that. I looked this stuff up yesterday, right? Because I've been playing Joker on Smash Bros. And I was like, what's up with this Persona 5 story? Like, what's it like, all right? Persona 5
It's
is
wild.
like wild, dude. Super complicated story. I can't even imagine to try and fathom it for you. Like, and it's like an extraordinarily long game, like at least 80 hours.
which is insane.
At
so.
least 80 hours. And that's if you were like hurrying, like if you're
Yeah,
if
so
you're
imagine
not
another,
doing
like, 30 or
all the little
40,
things.
like,
And if you're an RPG, like a straight up RPG person, you're gonna try and do every little thing you can do. And there is so much things you can do. Like, no wonder this game took 3 years longer than they said it was going to. Because it was originally supposed to release holiday of 2014 and actually got released 2017.
It's a pretty
Like
big
3
delay.
years.
Was it worth it? Was it worth the wait?
I
They
mean,
made
I
a lot of
haven't
money.
played it, but it made a lot of money, and
money.
everyone said it was amazing and totally brought Persona into the next evolution of Persona.
Nice.
But it's insane, dude. Like, I looked at that game, I was like, you know what? I like the style of it. It looks cool and all, but I don't know, dude. Like,
True.
that's like a second job. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
think I
next thing
can
I
do
wanted
that
to
right
talk
now.
about.
Okay.
Did you
sorry.
pull that up? Nice. Yeah. So apparently, this is pretty cool. Pretty
It's
cool.
hideous.
Cool story. I think it looks cool.
I think it
dude.
looks cool.
I don't like that.
Not PS5. I'm sorry about that. Microsoft and Jordan Brand, as everybody knows, obviously, is collaborating to create an exclusive Xbox One X design, and that's it right there on the screen.
So is it like $100 more or something?
You can win it in like a sweepstakes. So you gotta. It's like an enter to win. I think it was
like-
cool, dude.
This was like that Taco Bell Xbox Platinum.
Yeah,
it looked
yeah.
cool. I wish we could have bought it. Like, but it's just exclusive.
Yeah.
So this is a promotional for the contest. You can't.
There's
actually
only
go
like
buy
two
it.
of
Can't
them.
buy
There's
it.
only like two of them.
Oh.
But I think the white one looks cool, man. Like I like the controllers too.
So it's Jumpman. All right, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Dude, the controllers are cool, man. Look at that white black design. That's sick.
I think it's pretty cool.
pretty
If
cool.
I was into sneakers, I would want one.
It's all right.
You should get one for Los.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, Los would like this.
But that kind of runs into our
so
deals section.
Enter the sweepstakes, guys.
But yeah,
Deals.
There's a PlayStation Plus subscriber only. Unfortunately, you got to be a PlayStation Plus member only. There's a deal right now. It started on Wednesday and it's still live. So there's a bunch of Sony games discounted now. So go check
like
that out.
anything that you can remember,
Odyssey. I don't
Like,
know,
how exclusives,
older
like
games.
Horizon and
no,
stuff?
No, not
no.
really.
Oh, well.
You should play that.
Still though, some cheap ones.
Yeah.
Get on
so
there.
go check that out. But you guys want to talk about some rumors before we go? Before we send everyone off to lunch?
before we eat lunch and stuff. Rumors sound good.
Yeah.
So
The first one we got is something I'm super excited.
I think you're very excited for. I'm sure.
The
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 2. The rumor says it's set to launch on September 27th. This was leaked by an online realtor. So we don't know if it's true, but if that's true, oh man,
Online
I would
retailer.
love that.
Online retailer, not realtor.
I was thinking
Oh,
like a
retail,
real
not
estate
realtor.
agent.
I was like,
I
what?
said realtor. Retailer. So that's really cool. I'm really stoked about that game. It looks awesome. And then Sony might be working on a new PS4, a PS4 Super Slim,
Okay.
to be priced around $200 to launch later this year. You know what this is a direct response to? The Xbox Sad Edition. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it's
a little
direct
baby
response
Xbox
to.
edition. Yep, there it
Sony's looking
goes.
at Xbox like, oh yeah, 250. That's so funny. That's so funny. We're gonna put a disc drive in ours and sell it for cheaper.
It's up for 200.
So f you, Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's such a middle finger, dude. Like that's just a straight up middle
Do
finger.
you think the Xbox SAD would still be more powerful in comparison though?
No,
No.
no, I do not think so. And then we got the new portable focus Switch rumor that we've been reporting on for a while. There was a Bloomberg rumor actually, which is crazy. I don't think Bloomberg reports on video games, but sometimes I guess.
I didn't think Forbes did either, dude.
Yeah,
Here we are.
Learn things every day, I guess. But they said that the portable, more handheld focused version of the Switch would come out after E3 later in June. And so Nintendo themselves commented on this and said, "We are not doing this. You will know when we're gonna bring out new hardware because we will tell you." So they pretty much debunked that.
Oh, they just dropped it. Like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
The portable Switch version probably will come out later this year, though. Still banking on that.
You still think it's gonna happen?
Yeah, I do. And then we got multiple Xbox insiders here saying that Anaconda is going to outclass the PS5 in every way. So
Well,
this is not surprising to me.
that is extraordinarily vague.
Yeah. That's.
Like,
I guess you can
It's
say
gonna be,
anything on a
it's gonna be
rumor.
way better in like a lot of ways. Wow, damn.
In every way.
In
That's
every
like-
way.
It's either gonna look
That's
better.
like that's like
it's
the
gonna
most
be
that's like the most Donald Trump answer to like anything. It's gonna be better in like many ways.
lighter.
But this doesn't surprise me, obviously. Xbox needs the most powerful console because they don't have games, so you need to have something. So there you go.
They have the most powerful console for their lack of games.
Yes, they do.
So
yes,
now
they
you can
do.
play the most powerful console with games that you don't have. Nice.
It'll be better. in every way. I just don't know how dumb that is. It's like saying it'll be better in every way.
Every way.
Like-
It'll be bigger and smaller.
What are you talking about?
It'll be bigger and more portable.
But they did specifically say more powerful.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but that's not a surprise to me. Of course, it's gonna be more powerful.
Vitamin J, did you buy the PS4
Only because of
without
MLB
having
The
it
Show.
because of MLB The Show? Is that did you buy it exclusively for that reason?
What's MLB The Show?
Major League Baseball, bro.
It's a baseball game.
But yeah, so that's that. Any of these excite you guys? Besides Last of Us Part 2, that gets me excited. New portable Switch, PS4 Super Slim. Is that enticing?
Cool. I mean, I'm not gonna buy a slim PS4. Why would I buy a weaker PS4?
I know, right? Like,
It's like I really need my console to be slimmer so I can.
not
Move
see
it?
things better.
The idea is to like keep it in one place. I mean, you still have the same amount of cords and stuff if it's
That's true.
whether it's slim or large. It's just kind of larger. I personally don't understand the purpose. I mean, it's cheaper. That's it. It's cheaper. Yeah, but like, if you have the money for it and you are a gamer like I would just buy the mainline version, not the little baby version.
Yeah, don't buy the baby version.
Don't buy the little baby version.
It's still a rumor, so we'll see if it
Yeah,
even
now
exists.
you know anything about that. The most interesting thing on here today, Epic CEO putting their dick on the table with. Damn, I said put it on the table with Steam right there. That was pretty interesting.
I thought that was interesting
Yeah.
too. Even though it's a chauvinistic, facade.
Yeah, even
still
though it's all
interesting.
bull crap, it's all just puff and smoke or.
What do you guys want to see out of the next gen
Whatever.
Xbox? That the current ones don't give you, or what do you want to see that's gonna improve it, or be like, yo, if they do this, I'm buying that thing. Like,
Better games.
we're not talking about software, dude.
That's it. That's it.
The console, the literal console.
The literal console, like, I don't care about a Blu-ray, 4K, whatever the hell. I don't care. I just want it to, like, have good games and not blow up. That's it. That's all I need. I'm a simple guy.
So just a better version.
Just a better
Okay.
version. Like, I don't have any problems with my Xbox One. There's just nothing to play on it. Like, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Would you get a specialized like Halo Xbox when it comes out? Like, you know how they have like some special launch models? Would you get like a specialized one? Do you guys like specialized ones?
I mean, it looks cool and all, but I mean, it just depends how much it's going to cost me. Like, I'm not a super enormous Halo fan,
True.
Like, I mean, I
So-
guess it would just depend.
so
Like, I don't know.
this-
They came out with this cool, like, Dark Souls or Fallout exclusive console that was just as good as the normal console. It was just $50 more. And I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'd buy that. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you think this thing's gonna be if it's more powerful than the PS5? And I say the PS5 is gonna be $500, no more. 600?
Probably 600.
700.
Probably. I don't want to say any more than 600. 700 is insane.
You might as well buy a PC.
Has there ever been a console for 700? Like,
I think it'll be
it's
6.
insane.
I think it'll be 6.
600. 600. That's what I would probably say.
If the top of the line Xbox could be dual purposed as a PC, where people won't need to buy gaming PCs anymore, they would clene up. They would just
Like
That's
throw
true,
an
I
OS
guess.
on there?
If it just does
Well,
everything
they have
you
a
need
mouse
to
and
do.
keyboard, so
I mean,
yeah, I know, but you have to
has-
buy a $300 mouse and keyboard. But if they open it so you could go buy any mouse and keyboard, hook it up to your Xbox, and it has a full operating system, even if it's run as a VM, like sort of how you have to run Boot Camp on a Mac.
Mhm.
If you had to sort of like log off of Xbox and log into Windows 10 using your Xbox, and it runs it, because if it's got the hardware to run games, it can run. And they would clean up, bro. People wouldn't be buying gaming PCs anymore. It would be dumb to buy a gaming
Yeah, it'd be
PC
no
if you
point,
could
yeah.
buy a stout Xbox.
They might as well just make PCs.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they
And that
do.
might be
Yeah,
where they're
yeah,
going.
yeah, wait a second.
Yeah, but like, you know how they have the Surface laptop? They might make like a Surface desktop, which would be like the next version of Xbox. And I think if they did that, I would buy one for sure. For certain, I would buy one.
So it'll be like a very, very gaming focused PC.
Yeah, yeah. There would be no need to buy a
Gaming
PC
focused
anymore.
PC by from the people themselves. Built to run any game perfectly.
Yeah.
I just think Xbox is so far behind.
As
They're
far
just
as
screwed.
as far as content or as far as hardware.
Both. Well, not hardware.
Well,
'cause they have
hardware,
the
yeah,
console.
they're doing pretty sick.
Like
yeah.
behind, as in like units sold number.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're just so far behind.
yeah. That last they got pooped on that last generation, man. There wasn't really anything bringing people to the Xbox side of things. I mean, if you take a neutral party, a neutral person who doesn't really care about staying true to one console or another, and then they say like, hey, these guys have all these really great games coming out. This one has a really nice UI, but there's nothing really interesting coming out that isn't on that one. I'm like, okay, we'll just go to that one. Just don't see a point. So, yeah, that's
Software drives hardware.
Software drives hardware, baby. That's it. That's all you need. You need good games. That's it. Like,
Well, Gears 5.
exclusive right here, only on PlayStation. You want to play that? Sucks. You gotta buy a PlayStation.
Yep. Gears
Same
5.
with Vitamin J. He just said he bought the PS4 for the MLB, the show, exclusive.
That's it. I bought the PlayStation 4 for Bloodborne. Literally bought it for Bloodborne.
Exclusives.
Not even blinking an eye, dude. Did it. So yeah, the software drives hardware. That's the tip of the iceberg. That's
Well,
all it is.
E3 will be very interesting, and we'll see.
We will have updated news for you after
We'll see
E3.
if our rumor
Tune
that
in
we
next
reported
time.
on was right.
Is that this weekend, E3?
No, that's like in June.
Oh. Man, it made it seem like it was coming up. I was like, damn, it's already this week.
It's already June.
Soon, but not that soon.
Yeah, I think that's gonna round out our docket, our show.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be streaming tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully, stream up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
We're
get
gonna
up so early.
Recording the screens, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to pay for admission.
Yeah.
Yeah. I prepaid for y'all's our passes. I got four. I got 4 of them.
Sick.
All right.
Anything else?
I think
just
that
wanna play
Hangry.
does it.
We gotta play our music though.
We gotta
Yes, we
put
do.
Put some tunage on.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is
Time for
past
lunch.
noon. It is lunchtime. It is go back to Friday work time. Thank you for stopping in, as always. Any new people for stopping in, thank you so much. Please subscribe and follow if you have the time. Also, please check out our Discord. Link is in the description. Remember to smash them like and subscribe buttons. Remember to check out our social media and check out fpsguides.com right there. And remember, you can check out all of our content on YouTube, Twitch, Apple Play, Spotify, and Alexa. Remember the magic words. Alexa, please play FPS Guys podcast, and you will hear our lovely voices. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in next Friday. We love you. Play games, everybody.
Play games.
Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah, we're gonna put this one. All right. It's almost like that moment.